12,000 Australians, $1.1 billion of retirement savings. Most of them had no idea it was gone until they tried to touch it. Their money was meant to be sitting safely in super. Instead, it flowed into two investment schemes almost nobody had heard of. Then, the withdrawals stopped. This is the story of how it happened, where the money went, and what you should check tonight if you have super. This is Insider. It usually started with an ad. Compare your super, free super health check, or a cold call from a number you'd never seen before. The callers were lead generators. Their job wasn't advice. It was to keep you on the line and pass you to someone paid to switch you. Regulators allege many ended up with advisors tied to one Melbourne firm, Venture Egg, run by a man named Ferris Mary. Over 4 years, Mary-linked advisors allegedly steered almost $300 million into First Guardian and $230 million more into Shield. Clients were promised diversified portfolios and steady returns. What they mostly got, investigators allege, were illiquid assets with inflated paper values. And here's the conflict. ASIC alleges Mary was paid tens of millions to market the very funds he was recommending. He denies any wrongdoing. So where did the money actually go? Follow the board. First Guardian took in $642 million of Australian super. Behind it sat a company called Falcon Capital, run by director David Anderson, from an office most investors would never visit. Investigators allege money moved into related party ventures and marketing companies tied to insiders. More than $23 million allegedly went to marketing alone. On the fund's books, $274 million was money owed. Overdue receivables. Paper, not dollars. In May 2024, Falcon quietly suspended withdrawals. Balances still showed on statements, but the door had already closed. Shield was collapsing in parallel. Same playbook, different fund. Together, the two schemes swallowed roughly $1.2 billion from 12,000 people. Lawyers investigating a class action call them alleged Ponzi schemes. The courts will decide that. The missing money is not in dispute. February 2025. Courts froze the assets. By April, Falcon was in liquidation, and Anderson's property went into receivership. Directors were ordered not to leave the country. Advisors were banned. Mehi was barred from financial services while ASIC's civil case proceeds. 40 ASIC investigators are now on it. One of the largest financial fraud investigations the regulator has ever run. Here's the number that hurts. Of $446 million unaccounted for in First Guardian, liquidators had recovered $1.6 million. The board keeps growing. Australian Fiduciaries is under investigation too. Around $160 million more. 600 investors. Victims aren't faceless. Tradies, nurses, young families. Victoria is the hotspot. Some lost everything they'd saved since their first job. So what do you do tonight? Log into your super fund. Find exactly where your money is invested. Not the brand, the actual funds. If you were in First Guardian or Shield, go to takeyoursuperback.com. It's ASIC's official site for affected investors. Complaint deadlines with the Ombudsman are rolling. Some have already passed. Miss yours, and compensation may be off the table. Don't wait. And the red flags for everyone. Cold calls about your super, free health checks, pressure to switch, returns that never dip. Hang up. 12,000 people trusted the system. The system is still working out what it owes them. Insider, the story behind the story.